Hi, and welcome to SF Live. I'm your host, Christina Marie. Well, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the different neighborhoods in San Francisco. Now, I grew up in San Francisco. I'm very proud to say I'm a native here. And I had a really peaceful, quiet childhood in Noe Valley and then in the Sunset District. But as people who grew up here know, all the neighborhoods are not the same. There's very different neighborhoods and different experiences of people growing up in different places of San Francisco. My guests today live in the same city as I did, grow up in the same city as I did, but they had a totally different experience growing up than I did. Please help me welcome my two guests to the show tonight, Valerie Patello and Eugene Holbert. Hi guys, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, thank you guys very much for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Very good. So tell me a little bit about the neighborhood you guys are growing up in.
The neighborhood that we're growing up in is not that great, but it can be great at times.
Okay, and this is the Visitation Valley?
Yes.
Now, for people who don't know, because a lot of people don't know where Visitation Valley is, what's it near? Is it near something that they
It's
might...
nearby Cow Palace.
Okay.
And the Bayshore.
And Bayshore, okay. And that area, now, how is it different, you think, than a lot of the city?
A lot of the city have a lot of resources, but our neighborhood doesn't have that many.
You're talking like places to play and hang out.
Yeah.
What do you guys do in Visitation Valley after school? Is there like after school programs or parks or things that you can do?
We go to Rock Beacon after school program. I'm a student there, and she's a...
I'm a staff at Rock.
At Rock, yeah. So that is part of the reason we're here. I've had Kurt Yagi with Rock on the show quite a bit, and Rock stands for Real Options for City Kids, and it's an after-school program that enhances learning and sports. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so have you had some good experience with them?
Yeah.
I have, yeah.
And how did you guys hear about Rock?
When I heard about Rock when I was in elementary school, a couple of my friends were talking about Rock, and I wanted to go find out about Rock. So when I first went, I actually enjoyed it. It was, we were doing soccer, and I was like, I don't really know anything about soccer, but I still went, and I enjoyed being at Rock when I was in elementary.
So what do you think Rock does and the sports and everything does for kids that maybe don't have other options to do anything? I mean, it's good exercise, but there's more than just the exercise, you think?
It brings them out of their shell and make them more social and meet with new friends.
It meets with new friends, so it gives them some place to meet other kids.
Yeah.
And then what do you think by coming out of the shell, how does that help them come out of the shell, do you think?
Well, they learn it's just not them and their community. They can come out and meet new kids from different cities, different parts of the world.
Some kids that they maybe grew up with like one or two parents. It all depends. In my neighborhood, most of the kids they grew up with only their mother or probably only their father. So that's why it's better to have more opportunities for the kids to come out and go to other activities so they can come out their shell and get to know other people so they can move on with their life.
Excellent, yeah. And you were talking a little bit about how a lot of times it's a single parent that's bringing it, so they have to work, so they're not home. So,
Yeah.
what do the kids do?
Most of the kids that I know, they usually find other programs to go to. Like Rock is one of them. We didn't have that many kids coming at first, but then once other kids start telling their friends about Rock, then it was like they came constantly, and yeah.
So you think that was something that was really welcome and that people really wanted to tell other people about? Were they missing that kind of thing in their life?
Yeah.
They were. I know they were because I know that they weren't getting enough attention from their parents, so they can go to a after school program where other people will hear them out and.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what it's like in your neighborhood sometimes, because all we hear, the people who do know, hear things like shootings and stuff. Does that really happen there?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of shooting and a lot of death.
So when you're saying that, is that something that people are targeting people, or do they get kind of caught in the crossfire, or what do you think happens?
Both, like sometimes crossing the crossfire, or even if they're just targeting that person.
And you were saying that you saw someone that was shot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right in front.
How old were you?
I was about 18.
And that was probably very strange to you to
Yeah, I was like, wow.
So how does that make you feel as a kid to be in a neighborhood that you're going to see somebody get killed in front of you? I mean, is that
I don't feel safe
It's not
at
really
all.
safe. Like, 'cause
Sometimes,
you can just imagine you walking out of the house and they're shooting.
Yeah.
You can be just walking by and get shot.
not minding your own business?
Just
Yeah.
minding your own business and bam.
Now you were talking about a security guard. Is there a security guard near where you live or where you go to school or?
Yeah.
yeah,
security guards.
there's security guards that are in our neighborhood, like in where we live at, but they're hardly around when things go on. Like when the shooting go on, they're not outside. They're either sitting in their office looking at like the cameras to see where it's coming from, but I never seen them come out.
So tell me a little bit about your neighbors, like the people that you live around, the people that, is it a strong community, do you think, that people watch out for each other?
Yeah, it's like it's separate. Like if you live in the heritage homes, everybody look out for each other there. If you
Yeah.
live in Sunnydale, everybody look out for each other there.
Mm-hmm.
There's like different community, like it's next to each other. Like there's Britain Courts and Heritage Homes. I think as you walk around Heritage Home, you can see other neighbors waving, "Hi, hello, how are you?" But there's not as like, you know how when you walk around and you see children playing outside.
Yeah.
There's not too many children that want to play outside because the violence that is going on.
And sometimes they do want to play outside, but their parents don't want to play outside.
Yeah, that's scary for the parents too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want their kids to be safe. So when you first heard about rock, did you think like, what's this going to be about, or were you kind of wondering who put this on and why are they here and kind of thing, or did you?
Yeah.
So,
I did. I thought, I was like, oh, where did they come from? I didn't know we were gonna have this kind of activity to come to us, because you know how violent our community is, and I was like, but I just wanted to go and see how it was, and then I actually enjoyed it.
and what do you think was the point that really it brought out in you? What did it help you with?
It helped me a lot. It actually made me come out of my shell.
Uh-huh.
I was actually the shy type to never wanting to meet new people, and I was like,
I wouldn't have guessed that because you're so open right now.
Yeah.
I could see.
I was never like this when before I came to rock. I was always like, no, I don't want to I don't want to tell you anything. Like, I didn't trust them, but rock brought me out to trust them as much as I do now, so I can tell them. They actually heard me, they heard me out.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to,
Yeah, it's important to be heard as a kid.
Yeah.
And I think when you have something to say, a lot of parents either don't have time or they're not there, or a lot of adults think children should just be seen, not heard, kind of thing. And what have you got out of it that you think, that you said it brought you out of your shell? Were you really shy before?
No, I wasn't really.
Because I know you weren't shy before.
I was
Ever.
never really shy, but it brought me out to meet new cultures. Because they gave me a 3-year scholarship to go to Washington.
Oh, awesome.
And-
Very cool.
I got to meet different type of people, like different people that just wasn't my race,
Uh-huh.
Caucasian, Asian,
Uh-huh.
different things, and then it taught me more survival skills, like things that I need to know for the bigger world.
So what are some of the survival skills you want to share with us?
Well, I never really knew how to make a fire. They taught me how to make a fire.
Okay.
Taught me how to make a build a boat.
Okay. Really?
Yeah,
Wow. So you're set.
yeah.
The end of the
Taught me
world,
how
I
to
want to be
sail a
with you. Yeah. So how do you, with the flint, is it that one that you sparked it, or is it how to kindle and put all the little sticks
All
together?
the little kindle
Uh-huh.
and a rock,
Uh-huh.
2 different a limestone rock, and you just hit it together in it.
That's good. That's good knowledge to know. And that's just, and outdoor programs, that's a big part of rock too. So wait a minute, you were talking about the zip line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get to
Well,
do,
when I was like about, say, 10 years old, I went to Little Kid Camp. It was one of other Rock's programs, and Kurt Yagi always told me like, you guys should go to the zip line. You guys should go to the zip line. And I told my camp leaders like, we should go to the zip line. And we went to the zip line. I did the whole obstacle course, and when I got to the zip line, I'm like, I don't really want to do this no more. And then Kurt was like, don't jump off, just sit down and go off. And I'm like, and then I end up jumping, and the harness pulled up on me so tight. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's gotta hurt.
yeah,
That could be very painful.
yeah.
Sorry about that one. Now, you guys have been in rock long enough to see other kids go through it.
Yeah.
What kind of changes have you seen other kids go through?
A lot of other kids were like really angry. Like I had a lot of anger build up in them, and when he started, one of my closest friends, but when he started coming to rock, like that anger started going away. He started being more calm and peaceful.
Very cool. And the anger is because you think it's not a really cool childhood, a lot of it. You kind of get
Yeah.
cheated out of having the stuff that you see in movies, you see in other neighborhoods and
Yeah, you
stuff
can
like
see
that.
like kids having the good time of their life in a movie, but you really think about it like, this is not how my childhood is. Like,
So
why
you can't
am I
relate.
like that? Yeah.
Do you ever think of doing film or anything like that to make a little like movie of your life?
Yeah, I already have.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. That's really good. I think that people need to know. And then if I could give you, the permission to change your neighborhood any way that you wanted to, how would you create a neighborhood that to you felt better?
More resources.
Like what kind of resources would you like to see?
Parenting.
Yeah.
Parenting skills.
And engaging, like bringing all the neighbors together and like having meetings and stuff on things that we should and should not do over there.
Like a neighborhood watch kind of program
Yeah.
where everybody watches out for other kids
Yeah.
too? Yeah.
And like other activities, like one day we'll have like this kind of event, and then another day we'll have this kind of event. Like, I would want to see more events in our neighborhood
For the elderly.
and less violence. And yeah.
Now, do you get to talk with your parents about when you're afraid of something or when something bothers you? Do you tend to find that your parents are open to listen to,
Yeah.
but other parents maybe not for other
Yeah,
kids?
Some
Yeah.
other kids maybe not.
Uh-huh.
And they come to us at Rock, and when they tell us, it's like, I don't know. I can't. I can relate to them, but it's like kind of hard. I don't know what to say to them because I'm older and they're younger, so we might have went through different stages.
Does it feel good when you give other kids advice and
Yeah.
it makes them happy or it helps them through something that's really tough for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I give my friend advice. He started off school not with a very good GPA.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I started telling him, like, I had to cut him loose as a friend for a little while until he, like, really bring his grades up a little bit. And ever since, he's been doing much, much better.
Cool. And tell me a little bit about the schools there. What are your schools like?
Schools are really good. Like, some people think our school is just a bad because it's a bad neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really just been to our school for a week or two, you would notice a really good school and a lot of opportunities.
Okay. And do you think that the kids in your neighborhood know that they can achieve whatever they really want to if they really want it? Or do they think they're not really going to make much of themselves?
Well, some kids think that in the beginning, but then when they go to this school, they'll be like, well, I know I can do this. And the teachers, like, teachers keep telling you and forcing,
Yeah,
like,
and they
you can
encourage
do
you.
it.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So you got some great teachers.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, you guys are very, very impressive to me. I mean, I really am impressed in hearing your talk and your journey and what you're doing and helping influence other people. And I want to thank them very much for being on the show, Valerie Patello and Eugene Holbert. And I'm going to switch over now, if I can, to Kurt Yagi, who we have in the studio with us today. He's the executive director of Rock for many, many, many years. Kurt, watch him jump in. Ah,
Here
that
we
was
go.
quick. That was quick. Very
I'm very
stealth.
fast.
So, Kurt, tell me a little bit about what you're noticing about the time. Now, how long have you been there? It's been.
Well, I just celebrated my 10-year anniversary as executive director of Rock. Although I think people don't realize I've actually been there. I started volunteering 15 and a half years ago.
Wow.
So I know that community pretty well.
Okay, so you've seen the community and its changes as well as the kids that you have in Rock. So I'm going to put up the website while you tell us a little bit about, if we go to the website, what we can see up there.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I would love for people to check out our website, rocksf.org, rocksf.org. And has information about our program. We're always looking for new volunteers, donors, of course, and like Valerie and Eugene said, we could always use more resources to come into our community because it is so lacking, and there's, even though we're doing a lot of great work, there's still much to be done. So I encourage people to get out there. Yeah, just scroll down there, look at all the programs, opportunities, and different things, and we would welcome people in.
So you actually have people that will come and be coaches and things like that, as well as donations that you also accept. But can people physically get involved in?
People
in
can
helping?
physically get involved.
Uh-huh.
We have
Kick a ball around.
Yeah, we have all sorts of opportunities. So over 150 volunteers every year. So anything from in school helping teachers in the classrooms out, after school kicking a soccer ball or shooting baskets with kids. Saturdays people can take our young people on outdoor adventures, which is always fun. So there's plenty of opportunities depending on your schedule.
And then, I was just talking with them earlier, and we were talking about the violence in the neighborhood, and there's also really good in the neighborhood as well. So what's your take on the neighborhood being there so long?
I mean, I've seen all different parts of the neighborhood, and I mean, I have seen my share of violence, and it's unfortunate that a lot of the kids, we serve over 500 young people every year.
Wow.
And so the chances of something happening, with some of them is great. So over the years we've seen the bad stuff, but I think people, only hear about the bad stuff in Viz Valley, and the reality is there's a lot of good people there, and it's a good community. There's a lot of great families, and like Eugene and Valerie, they were talking about their neighbors, and people do take care of each other, and it's very sunny there, which is always nice.
That's pretty. And are all the kids as awesome as Eugene and Valerie?
I don't want to play favorites, but they are pretty cool. And I've known them for a long time. I remember when they were in our younger programs. So it's
And
nice
how
to see
long
them
have
grow
they
up.
been in? For a couple of years each, or longer?
Oh, longer than that. Yeah, several years. I mean, Valerie's an adult. She's kind of the ideal case where she came in when she was in elementary school, and now she works for us as an adult, which is really nice. And Eugene, obviously, he's still in our program.
Very good and very vocal.
Very vocal.
Very nice.
He's never had
On
a
his
problem with that.
zip line. Don't jump.
Yeah.
That's it. So what do you see as far as how this is changing the community, as far as sending kids that now have a place to play and hang out and talk with each other about the problems, stresses, and good things in their life, and you send that back out into the community? How do you see that changing the community?
Yeah, it's about role modeling and getting people through Rock's system, I guess, and having people come back and return the favor. So my hope is, when Eugene gets older, he comes back to Rock, he's working for us, and just spreads that love throughout the community again, and affects kids when he's an adult. And I think that's just that cycle we want to help make change in that community.
And I think it does, it's addictive when you see that you're helping and that you talk to somebody and help them through a tough time, that maybe you've done it yourself, maybe you don't, but just listening is such a big skill to learn.
It's a huge skill, and I think a lot of the young people in our neighborhood, even the adults, feel like they don't have a voice all the time. And I think just by having them being active in our programs and being able to just talk to someone and have someone listen, it goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Now, I was going to talk to you a little bit about the Schlage Lock project that's going on and the different changes that have happened in the area since you started with Rock. Do you see things changing for the better in that community as far as more resources, what the kids were talking about with the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so. It's, since I've been there for so long, I do hear a lot of talk about change. Schlage Lock, for example, that's been on the table for many years, and I just have never seen anything happen. I'm hopeful that one day it will, and I'm told it seems like it's getting closer and closer, and there's a lot of other developments and different things that are bringing more resources, but we still have a long way to go, I think.
And what are some of the resources that you think are most needed in that neighborhood, if you could be in charge and assign some?
Yeah, I mean, where do I start? I mean, how much time do we have left? I think
2 minutes.
Yeah, there's 2. Okay. Well, there's definitely still a lot of families and a lot of children and young people in the neighborhood. So more programs, the better. We can only do so much, and there's another handful of other programs, but there's still a lot of kids without programs. I think everything. Adults could use more jobs, maybe Schlage Lock would help bring in more jobs or the different developments. So it's all across the spectrum of the needs. We just need more resources in general.
Mm-hmm. And I always ask this question, but I'm going to ask it again. What do you, Kurt Yagi, get out of working? I know what you've done because I actually met the Valerie and Eugene at a party that was given in your honor for working there that long, and I see what you've given them. But what do you get from that? What do you get from being part of Rock?
Yeah, you know what? The funny thing is, the first time I ever started volunteering with Rock, I went to our program called Skill Drills. It's a Saturday sports clinic, and the minute I walked in, I felt accepted. I was very nervous because I never worked with kids, and I absolutely loved it. And I remember at the beginning, I always felt guilty because I thought I was getting more out of it than the kids were. And so I think that's why I ended up working for Rock, is because, there's that side of me that gets that positivity, that feeling. It comes back to me that I am trying to do something good. And so, that just keeps me going.
That's amazing. And I just want to ask this last opportunity to tell people how they can get involved and maybe any events that are coming up that they should know about.
Yes, rocksf.org, one more time, rocksf.org. Is it on there? Okay, there we go. And, my email's on there. Call me directly. That's fine. I'm very open. We're a grassroots organization, so lots of volunteering, lots of events. There's a big one in the spring called Funk Out with Rock.
Oh, yes.
It's a fun party for adults. There's a corporate scavenger hunt in about July timeframe, and then a big 20-year anniversary for Rock next fall.
And are there things that people can donate besides, money? That's
money,
a good thing.
Definitely money.
Money is always a really good thing to donate for something like this if you can't give your time. But are there other things that they can use, sporting equipments or anything like that?
We can always use sporting equipment, school supplies, paper, you name it. Just think back when you were a kid and what you used in your classroom. We can always use it.
That's awesome. Well, I want to thank again Kurt Yagi from Rock, which is Real Option for City Kids, as well as my two wonderful guests tonight, Valerie Patello and Eugene Holbert. Thank you very much, and I hope that you give some consideration to donating some money or some time, or just go check it out. Thank you very much. Christina Marie with the SF Live TV.